Lovely day today. I got a little heater today because it's freezing in my freaking house. My heater doesn't work, so I got this little space heater. So if you hear this weird like bzz noise, it's because there is a heater in here. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's me, Charis. Did you miss me? I know you missed me. How could you not miss this face? But guys, if you do not subscribe to me, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get notifications every single time I make a new video. Today, we're gonna talk about something that I also love. It is not candy. It is Broadway. I wanna wake up in a city that doesn't sleep. These are my top 5 musicals as of right now. There's a police. Now, the problem with having like a top 5 or a top 4 or whatever is that they're constantly going to be changing. The reason that I picked all these is because they have a special place in my little Charis heart. So my first musical on the list is going to be Ragtime. Now, this is a show about the turn of the century. I think it takes place in like 1902 or something like that. But this show, when I saw it, it was like a life-changing event. Like one of the female characters' mother sings this song about never going back to before. And so I'm like in the audience. I saw the like national tour of this in Atlanta, and I like was sitting there and I was like, oh man. It's like, I didn't need you to speak directly to me. I didn't need that. I didn't realize this is where we were going today. I was just trying to have a nice time at the theater, and so I'm just like crying. A really historical play. I like history, so it has a lot of historical aspects in it. It talks a lot about immigration, you know, the United States being the great American melting pot, racism, and radicalists that are formed out as a response to racism, and lots of really important subject matter like that. But the most important thing is that it has ragtime music in it, which I love ragtime music. But there's this guy named Colehouse who's like one of the main characters, and he plays the piano and he sings, and the actor they always get to play Colehouse is like has this like deep, rich voice, and all I want to do in my life is just sound like that man. So much richness and so many different intertwining stories in it, and it all makes sense together, and it's so beautiful, and it's like the turn of the century, and everybody's excited about like the new world that's happening, and it's very good. My second favorite, these aren't necessarily in order. These were they're not in order. It's like picking which of your children is your favorite child. Like, you can't really pick which one of them, you know. Number 2 on my list, that's in no specific order, is Legally Blonde the musical. It is based off of the movie Legally Blonde that had Reese Witherspoon in it. What's so cool about the show is that you think it's gonna be shallow, and you think it's gonna be like, oh my god, I'm a sorority girl, and like, I'm legally blonde. We're legally blonde, right? But it's just got so much underlying depth to it, and I think it's a really great example of character development, because you see somebody who really has no substance to them, and then they grow and they mature through like hardships and rejection, and they grow into something else. And I think it's a real good testament of not reading a book by its cover. And bro, the music slaps. The music in that show slaps. Now, it does have my arch nemesis Christian Borle in it, but I still like it. I like Christian Borle in Legally Blonde and nothing else. I know the internet's gonna come after me. I know you're gonna come after me. I know you're gonna come after me with this, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, he was so good in falsettos. I don't care. I don't care. Even his beady eyes, man. Christian Borle. I don't even know. I could not even be saying his name correctly. Like, I have so much disdain. Legally Blonde the musical, they had this like Search for Elle Woods reality show on MTV. And I think this is why the reason I'm so attached to it is because It was the first Broadway show that had been like recorded and like massively distributed on a network like MTV. When I say I was 12 and I was in my parents' room on their television watching this Broadway show. I remember being like, bro, like this is so awesome. This is so cool. Because I had not seen a Broadway show at that point. It was magical, mystical, and there is many a night that I just sang Legally Blonde all the time. I remember my brothers used to come into my room and be like, hey, we love you singing, like it's great, but could you just not at like 1 a.m? Like that'd be cool if you just could like not do that. That'd be dope if you could just like not, that'd be cool. It's just so good. It's got like upbeat songs, it's got ballads, it's got dancing, it's got costumes, it's got the freaking set like tearing apart and going different places. Everything you want in a Broadway show. Now, there are some songs about Ireland that are just like, we don't need these. You know you skip them in the cast album. You know you do. Like, don't even. You know you do. And so the next one, so this one I really like because it's very whimsical. Theater people are very like, oh, I love like the classical musical theater. Or I love the revivals. Or I love this because it's about really dark subject matter and the human condition. But I think that what's so cool about musical theater is that we have such like a wide range of things that are entertaining, and you're entertaining such a broad audience, right? Anyway, so that's all that to say that I think Shrek the Musical is one of my favorites, also based on Shrek the movie, but it's one of my favorites because the music is so good. The music's so good. It's got Brian Darcy James in it, who literally is like a chameleon of a human being. Like he just transforms himself to other people. Listen to him in Shrek, and then you listen to him in, trying to think of another show that Brian Darcy James is in. Oh God. Aha! Sweet Smell of Success. Anyway, Brian Darcy James is in Shrek. He plays Shrek. Sutton Foster plays Fiona. Sutton Foster does this crazy costume change, transformation thing where I guess she uses a body double for like a whole scene, and then she comes in, like it's so weird. It's got this huge puppet that's the dragon, and then there's these 3 like soulful singers that like are like her voice, and it's crazy. It's just so whimsical and magical, like literally because it's magical creatures and stuff, but like the costumes are dope, and like the music is dope, and the storytelling is dope. We spend our whole lives living. That's my Gingy impression. We weren't so freaking strange. They made us feel that way. There you go. Okay, so the next one, this is actually the first musical I ever saw with my friend Joel, and it was definitely not kid appropriate. I was like 8. If anybody knows the musical, you know what I'm talking about. But it's this show called Batboy, and it has to do with like, you know those old like tabloid magazines, those black and white tabloid magazines that would talk about like the Loch Ness Monster and like Bigfoot and stuff. And one of the stories was Batboy, and it was like this like famous thing where people were like, oh my gosh, there's this kid, half bat. I'm glad I saw it because I probably wouldn't have fallen in love with theater otherwise. But it ain't for kids. It ain't for kids, bro. And then my last one, I have a special place in my heart for Little Shop of Horrors. Like I love it so much. It's a man-eating plant. Like what else do you want from me? I'm seeing a pattern of like shows with puppets. Little Shop of Horrors is about an alien plant who comes to Earth and is like, oh hey, feed me blood. And the guy's like, sure. And he feeds him blood, and then he takes over the world. Spoilers! When I was in this show, I was one of the doo-wop girls. And I have the hardest time singing 3-part harmony, and the entire part was in 3-part harmony, and I almost had a panic attack every single day. Like, who doesn't love, like, a doo-wop Greek chorus? You know what I mean? And who don't like that? So like I said, this list is ever-changing. But if I was someone was to say, what is your favorite musical ever? I would say definitely Ragtime, because I had like a life-changing experience when I saw that show. I just remember being like, this is why I want to do this. Like this creation of these kinds of stories, and to make audience feel these kinds of emotions, and because that's like what it is. Like it's storytelling, you know? When we think about like what we've been doing for thousands of years as we've been humans with a spoken language, right? We've been sitting around campfires telling stories. We've been sitting around fires telling stories for our children. We've been telling our history through creative means, right? You're making audiences think about something that's they weren't thinking about before. So when we can talk about something like racism, or we can talk about something about having like the whimsical joy of a child, or if we can talk about like, hey, I don't know what Little Shop of Horrors is in this example, because it like what, like don't feed people to man-eating plants. Yeah, probably shouldn't like kill people for your own personal gain. So there you go. There's my little rant on why I love musicals. So this has been my favorite musicals with Charis. Guys, if you do not already subscribe to me, please hit that subscribe button and click on the notification bell. That would be great. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, do all of those fun things that you do with videos. This has been some theater content. If you learned something you didn't know before, if you learned about a new musical, let me know. And please tell me your favorite musical in the comments. Tell me your favorite musical in the comment. Can you tell how much I'm trying to get y'all to put stuff in the comments? Like, I don't know if y'all understand. Like, I'm really trying to get you to put stuff in the comments. You guys have a wonderful morning, noon, or night. Wherever it is that you are in the world, you're loved by me. And I will see you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Ba-ba-da-ba. Ow. She does that thing. I can't. That was just a squeal. That wasn't even singing. That was just me squealing. Yikes.